Hi guys, it's 1047 here, and now it's time to play some Stanley Parable. Yeah, and there's something very trippy. Look at that. A lot of computer screens. Damn. But yeah, let's begin the game now. I played before sometime, but I never played all the endings though, because there's so many of them.
This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it spending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders
Cutscenes are a little laggy.
had been made exactly for this job. Stanley was happy. And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
Okay, so there is his office. Okay, let's go.
When Stanley came to a set of two open doors, he entered the door on his left.
What door? Ha, I'm just taking one of them.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
It's my boss's office. What have I done when I go there?
Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Okay, let's do that first then. Oh, that's a nice office though.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this. What dark secret was being held from him? What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this.
Okay, really? 2845.
Stanley just sat around twiddling his thumbs. Trying to input anything on the device was useless, since he could never possibly know that the combination was 2845.
2845?
Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing.
Yeah, right.
He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
You didn't totally just say it right to me. Okay, can I just... Oh, so, elevator? Let's go down the elevator, guys. It's not going to be so many episodes of Stanley Parable because I'm not gonna play like all the endings because there's too many endings for me to play almost. I'm gonna play some episodes and make some episodes. So
Stanley realized
we're almost downstairs.
It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long.
So where am I now? In the dark.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Mind control facility. Oh, I can escape too. What should I do? Fuck, I'm escaping.
Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley would meet his violent death. The door behind him was not shut. Stanley still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track.
What's
At this
this?
point, Stanley was making a conscious, concerted effort to walk forward and willingly confront his death.
What death? Okay, let's see what happens. Will I just die or not? Okay, I survived 4. I don't know how I did that, but
As the machine whirred into motion and Stanley was inched closer and closer to his demise, he
Oh.
reflected that his life had been of no consequence whatsoever. Stanley can't see that he
how do I get out?
He doesn't know
Shit, I can't.
story. Trapped
No,
in
I'm gonna
every
die,
vivid
guys.
vision of what this
I
world
get
was.
squished.
Perhaps his death was of no loss.
Okay, this was a bad choice.
So he resigned and willingly accepted this violent end to his brief and shallow life.
No, please no, please no.
Farewell, Stanley.
Is there some way I can... Oh no. I'm gonna die. Oh,
Farewell, Stanley, cried the narrator, as Stanley was led helplessly
now he's a
into the
woman?
enormous metal jaws. In a single visceral instant, Stanley was obliterated as the machine crushed every bone in his body, killing him instantly.
but I didn't die. Still here. What? Stanley Parable.
And yet it would be just a few minutes before Stanley would restart the game, back in his office, as alive as ever. What exactly did the narrator think he
What?
was going to accomplish? When every path you can walk has been created for you long in advance, death becomes meaningless, making life the same. Do you see now? Do you see that Stanley was already dead from the moment he hit start?
Stanley's computer. I can type. Nature paintings. So I was dead all along. Like the narrator said. So this was one of the endings. Okay. What's this? Maintenance room. An early version of maintenance room. Oh. Okay. So how do I get back again? Maybe here.
these two. How they wish to destroy one another. How they wish to control one another. How they both wish to be free.
What's this? On, off. What happens?
Can you see? Can you see how much they need one another? No, perhaps not. Sometimes these things cannot be seen. But listen to me. You can still save these two. You can stop the program before they both fail. Push escape and press quit. There's no other way to beat this game. As long as you move forward,
Oh my
you're
God.
walking someone else's path. Stop now.
I'm going to die again, guys. Or am I going to live again?
Don't let time choose for you. Don't let time.
Okay, so now I died. Now I actually died. Okay. That's a weird ending. It's just black. I think we must begin the game again. Let's do that. Okay, so now.
Stanley had never seen the office this brightly lit.
So
Was it a sign of something? He hoped it was. He hoped very much that it was.
So now I'm in another place or something. Can't go inside the doors. Everyone's locked.
When Stanley came to a set of two open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Let's try the other door
This
in.
was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he
Yeah, I
wanted
knew
to
that.
stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
So here's a.
Yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, but eager to get back to business. Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Nah. Let's don't listen to the janitor.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's
The narrator,
incredible it wasn't
I meant.
5 years ago.
Sorry for that. Warning: do not jump from the cargo lift while it is in motion. Will cause death. Okay. Let's try to not die then.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about.
Who?
Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for her. This is it, Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself. To put your work aside. To let her back into your life. She's been waiting.
What? Who's her?
That's her, Stanley. You need to be the one to do this. To reach out to her. If you can truly place your faith in another, then pick up the phone.
So what should I do? You know what? Fuck that.
As Stanley picked up the phone, a white light engulfed him, filling him not just with radiance, but with hope. Hope for a life reunited one... Wait. Oh, goodness. Stanley, did you just unplug the phone?
Yeah, I did.
No, that wasn't supposed to be a choice. How did you do that?
I just plugged it out.
Chose incorrectly. I didn't even know that was possible. Let me double check. No, it's definitely here, clear as day. Stanley picks up the phone. He's taken to his apartment where he finds his wife, and the two pledge themselves to one another. Music comes in, fade to white, roll credits. Not picking up the phone is actually somehow an incorrect course of action. How is that even possible? None of these decisions were supposed to mean anything. I don't understand. How on earth are you making meaningful choices? What did you... Wait a second. Did I just see... No, that's not possible. I can't believe it. How had I not noticed it sooner? You're not Stanley. You're a real person.
Yeah.
I can't believe I was so mistaken. This is why you've been able to make correct and incorrect choices. And to think I've been letting you run around in this game for so long. If you'd made any more wrong choices, you might have negated it entirely. It's as though you completely ignored even the most basic safety protocol
Wow.
for
Kill,
real-world
dude.
decision-making. Or did you not grasp the severity of the situation? Well, I won't have that kind of risk on my watch. I'm going to stop the game for a moment so we can educate you properly on safe decision-making in the real world. Please observe this helpful instructional video.
Choice. It's the best part of being a real person, but if used incorrectly can also be the most dangerous. For example, in this scenario, a hypothetical real person named Stephen has a choice. He could spend years helping improve the quality of life for citizens of impoverished third world nations. Or he could systematically set fire to every orphan living in a 30-kilometer radius of his house. Which choice would you make? Remember that unlike here, the real world makes sense, and at no time should you make a choice that does not conform to rational logic. If you find yourself speaking with a person who does not make sense, in all likelihood, that person is not real. Allow the person to finish their thought, then provide an excuse why you cannot continue talking. Turn to a partner and practice saying, "My goodness, is it 4:30? I'm supposed to be having a back, sack, and crack."
Practice. Well, that's just random.
Excellent. Making choices on a regular basis is the best part to a healthy decision-making process. Most medical professionals recommend making at least 8 choices per day. Do you make more than 8? Less? And finally, if you begin to wonder if your choices are actually meaningful and whether you'll ever make a significant contribution to the world, just remember that in the vast infiniteness of space, your thoughts and problems are materially insignificant, and the feeling should subside. At this time, your instructor will guide you in an exercise to test and reinforce the material covered in this video.
Welcome back. You may have noticed that this room has begun to deteriorate as a result of narrative contradiction. But not to worry. Now that you're properly informed on good decision-making, we're going to revisit a choice you made just a few minutes ago and see what the correct thing to do would have been. This way, please.
Okay. No.
Now that we know your choices are meaningful, we can't have you jumping off the platform and dying. Imagine the main character dying senselessly halfway through the story. That story would make no sense at all. We just need to get you home as soon as possible before the narrative contradiction gets any worse.
So we're going back now?
It seems this place is not well equipped to deal with reality. Almost there. You'll take the door on the left, back to the correct ending, the story will have resolution once again, and you'll be home free in the real world.
So what now?
Now remember, all you need to do is behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Yeah, I'm going.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Now I'm going into the office.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Okay, let's do the right decisions this time then. See what happened.
Stepping inside his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this, until he saw the door with a voice receiver next to it. Surely behind this door lay all the answers to his questions. And beyond all probability, he knew the passcode. He had seen it on his boss's computer just last week. Night Shark 115. Was this the code to open the door? Would it still work? There was only one way to find out. Stanley had been trained never to speak up, but now he would draw from within himself the courage to face the unknown. He drew a sharp breath and then spoke the code.
But I can't speak. I can't speak the code.
Stanley spoke the code. Night Shark 115. He spoke it into the receiver, right there on the wall. I'm sorry, is there a problem? You didn't mishear me, did you?
I didn't mishear you.
Speak the code into the receiver. Otherwise we can't get on with the story. This is a crucial step.
Yeah, but I can't talk, dude. I can't talk, narrator. That's how.
Okay, fine.
How it
You're
is.
not gonna do it, but you know what? It's pretty humiliating to bring you this far, only for you to suddenly decide you have better things to do. I asked you for this one single thing, for your respect. The kind of respect Stanley shows for his choices. He knows what it means to take a story seriously. If you didn't want to see what I had to show you, then why did you come here? You had a choice, you know. You could have gone through the door on the right. You could have done whatever the hell you wanted over there.
Okay,
Why did
chill
you come
down.
this way? Speak. Say something to me. Explain yourself, you coward.
Okay, that narrator has to chill.
Behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first.
Now.
I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of two open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Can I do it now then?
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of
Okay,
disbelief,
I wonder if this is the same. Oh,
behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of two open doors, he entered the door on his left.
is this just going to loop over and over again, or let's see.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, behave exactly as Stanley would.
Yeah,
That
I'm
means
trying.
choosing responsibly and always putting the
What's that
story
thing?
first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of two open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Okay, you know what? I'm going the other way.
No! Why did you do that? Quickly, hurry back in the other direction. Perhaps we're not too late.
But I don't want to get tortured by loops. Please. Oh, oh.
It's ruined. I can't believe, after everything we talked about, that my story, you've destroyed my work. Why? For what?
Well,
What
I'm
did you
sorry.
get out of that? What did you think is
Hold on.
so special about seeing the game undone, left here like so much
just
garbage?
took-
Well, it's worthless now. And what am I supposed to do? Even if there were a way to continue, would it be worth it?
I'm sorry,
To know
dude.
that my story is now incorrect? How can I go back to that? I can't erase that knowledge. I'll have to live with it forever, reliving its impossibility forever.
You just live with it
I couldn't
forever.
live that way. Is it better to shut the game down
What is
entirely?
this?
To willingly destroy all of my work? I don't know. What's the answer? What do I do? What do I do? What do I... No, I have to. I have to shut the game down. I have to. I have to.
Okay, if you have to. Okay, what's happening now? Oh, what happened? Whole place is a wreck now.
I'm here. I'm still here. Here in this pile of rubbish. With you.
I gotta end the episode soon.
Who thought you were so clever. Now look where we are.
We'll do
My
a couple
title is
minutes,
destroyed.
more minutes.
It was the only thing in the world that was mine, and you run it into the ground. What, did you think that would be funny? You just had to see? Didn't I impress upon you how important it was to be like Stanley? He actually knows how to do what I tell him to. He understands that if I say to do something, there's a damn good reason for it. That thought hadn't even occurred to you, had it?
Okay,
That there's
now
a world
the narrator
outside
is
of you.
angry, guys.
You're a child.
I'm a child.
My story. If you'd just gone through the door on the left, you would have seen it. There was a whole underground facility. You would have destroyed it and been victorious. It would have been so perfect. I worked so hard on it. I tried so hard.
What? Where am I now? Is that me? That's me, I think.
Stanley? Hello? Are you... Is everything okay? Stanley, please. I need you to make a choice.
The end.
I need you to walk through the door. Are you listening?
Thank you for playing the Stanley Parable.
Is everything alright? Stanley, this is important. The story needs you. It needs you to make a decision. It cannot exist without you. Do you understand me? Whatever choice you make is just fine. They're both correct. You cannot be wrong here. We can work together. I'll accept whatever you do. I simply need you to take that step forward, please. Choose. Do something. Anything. This is more important than you can ever know. I need this. The story needs it. So, you hear me? Are you there? Are you listening to this? Stanley, are you there?
What's going on?
Okay. It's okay, I can wait. You need time to decide. Time to make sure your choice is correct. That is the best choice. That's all right. I'll wait for you to decide what's the right thing to do. Take as much time as you need.
Okay, guys. Now it's time to end the video. So if you want more Stanley Parable, then you can leave some comments below. And I'll see you next time on Stanley Parable. So yeah, bye guys.